Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have a whole new collection of easy 3D toppers from our friends at Hardy Crafts. Let's go through these. These are maritime with a great ocean theme. We've got dwarf in spring, or we know them as gnomes. And we've also got coffee and tea and hummingbirds, flower male, and this one is flowers in cups. I can't wait to show you what my friend Debbie and I came up with, so come back and play with us. So what are easy 3D toppers? Well, they are these adorable little card toppers, or for scrapbooking they would work equally as wonderful. So here we've got the dwarf in spring. They're gnomes. If you open these up, you get a pack of 10 of these. They're just adorable. What I love about them, you guys, is they're individually packaged, okay? So there's no sorting of the pieces, trying to figure out which things to punch out. They're already die cut, they're already ready to go, and they are adorable, okay? There's 3 pieces every time. And then we like to use a couple of different items to put them together. So foam tape. Here is a giant wheel of foam tape. There is 150 feet or 50 yards of foam tape in this, and it's a really, really good price. This would last you a very, very long time. I think we're still working on ours, and it's been months, and we make so many cards every week. So the other thing is these 3D foam squares, which are wonderful, and they just come like this, and you just pop them off. All right, and we're just going to put a couple right here. I like to use my little pokey tool just to take those backing pieces off, just like that. You really just need a couple, 2, 3 is going to really do it for you. And then you're going to line these pieces up just like that, and then you're adding that dimension. All right, so on this piece, a couple more. Like this. I should put one right over here so that this little side piece has a nice little foundation under it. Oops. All right, and then this one you're also lining up just like that. All right, so there you've got all your layers. So now what do you do with it? Well, here's a little 5x5 card, and I've covered that with little polka dot paper, a little doily. Now all of this is available at Paper Wishes, and these doilies come in 22 a package. Sometimes you even get a few more because they tend to stick together, and we don't want to undercount you there. So you can go ahead and take your little gnome and you can just glue it like that, or you can go back and put a couple pieces of foam tape on that and give it an even more dimension. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this. This is Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. This is our favorite glue around here. It works wonders with paper. And they're just going to do that. And look at that adorable little card that you've just made so quickly to share with a friend for a get well. Now here is one that my friend Debbie made, also using these adorable little gnomes. She used the same paper pack that I did. Let me grab it here for you. This is Dotted Duos #2 paper pack, and what's great is on one side has a tiny little micro dot, and then the other side has a nice big dot. Very cheerful. We both used the big dots here, both used the lavender, and then Debbie also covered one of these chipboard hearts with the pink micro dot. And then she just trimmed that around the edges. We like to cover it with paper using glue and then turn the heart over, and then use some scissors to cut around the heart, and that makes it so much easier to get a really nice cut. And then she used purple Jewel Dazzle stickers. These just peel right off like that, and then you have these cute little borders that you can add along the top and the bottom of your cards. And then for the greeting, we both used, this is the We're Together Dazzle stickers, and these are pastel and pearl colors. We have these in all different kinds of colors and different collections, but this is the pastel and pearl, and Debbie used this bright pink. I did as well. We have them here in a couple of different directions. You can have them going horizontally like this. We also have some that are the same pink and very similar sentiments that are a little bit better for vertical cards, little stacked sentiments. They don't take up as much space. Okay, all of these are available down in the products used if you're watching us at Paper Wishes Webisode. So just look below the video. And if you're on YouTube, we haven't forgot about you, check out that link below the video and it'll take you right to this Webisode page. So there we have it, really sweet little card. She also edged that in with a little bit of purple ink. She used crushed velvet. This is Harmony ink, so it's a water reactive ink. She just used it for the color and not for the water reactive properties. And she likes to just brush that on with one of the little blender brushes to give that just a really nice feathery kind of edge there. All right, I have another kind of sort of the thing about these 3D toppers is that they're so brilliant and so easy to use, but you want to find sort of places for those toppers to land. So we're going to show you a lot of different things like that today. So I'm going to be making you a card that has some flaps on it. So the first thing, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and I have made some flaps here that I'm going to glue to the top and to the bottom. And then I've got a little circle here that I have die cut using the 12 circle and scalloped cutting dies. If you don't have a die cutting machine, a water glass, tracing that around that cuts that right out. That's the great thing about these easy toppers. You don't have to have a die cutting machine to make these work just beautifully. So how do I make these little flaps? Let me get these glued on first, and then we'll talk about how these are made. They're a little bit different. My glue is just not working great in the lights again. If you watch my videos before, you know that is my challenge. I forget to put the cap back on when I'm filming, and then the lights just don't like that. All right, so for this one, this is how it's got a straight edge right here that's folded. And then on the back, you'll see that we started off with a rectangle, and then I folded those points in, glued them down. And then we've got our little flap. So I'm going to glue this one on. And while the glue is drying, I'm going to show you how to make that flap. It's just as easy as can be. And I think it's just a really clever, fun way to use your easy toppers. All right, so let's talk about the flaps. You want to cut 2 pieces of cardstock. I should mention which pattern cardstock I'm using. This is Hydrangea Heaven, and it's got all these beautiful hydrangea patterns on it that work beautifully. I used this one right here to make my flaps, and it's got a little bit of a script writing on it. So when you're using something like that, this flap is directional, so you want to make sure that you're folding it so that your writing is upside down. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, this is 5 inches by 3 inches. And then what you're going to do is just take this and put a little bit of a pinch on one end. Okay, that's going to show you where the center is. And we're going to take this flap and we're going to fold it just like this. And then we're going to fold the other side, except I need to fold it in a little bit more. There we go. This other side. Now you want this folded so that they're nice and squared up, just like this. Sometimes you kind of move it around a little bit. There we go. I'm going to take my bone folders. We sell them in packages of 2 like this. I like this one. It just fits in my hand so perfectly. We're going to go like this, like that. And now we're going to take some more glue and we're just going to anchor this down. As you can see, you don't need a lot of glue. I am really trying to advocate for not using a ton of glue on your cards. It just makes everything slippery and slidey, and you just don't need to do that. It just, especially with the Cosmic Shimmer glue, it really holds in place beautifully. All right, so now what we're going to do is fold this flap like that. Looks like a little boat or a little party hat. Just like this. All right, and that is our flap. Just like that. And what I've put along the bottom edge here of my flap are, these are colorful thin line Dazzle stickers, and they're this wonderful metallic, and they come in all these beautiful colors. I use the purple one right there. And I just put one lengths right here and right here. Now, we're going to make our little platform for our little 3D topper here. put some foam tape from that big wheel of foam tape, and we're going to see how I have it on the edges here and the center is left open. We're going to hold our flaps down and we're placing that right there. So the flaps are just going to lift out just like that, okay? And it's actually good to just kind of take your bone folder and you're kind of curving them a little bit so that they're easier for that recipient to open up. Just like that. All right, and here we go. The flower mail toppers. They're little envelopes with flowers coming out, and this one just happens to have that wonderful hydrangea. I've already got some foam tape on the back, and I'm going to place that right there. Here's my next layer, right there, and my final layer is right there. Very cute. And when you open this up, now I can put a greeting here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same We're Together pastel and pearl. Right there's a nice white one. And did you know that white Dazzle stickers are easily colored when you're using permanent markers? This is a permanent alcohol-based tri-blend marker. That means there's 3 markers in one, 3 different colors in the same, 3 different shades of the same color. But you could also use like a Sharpie or anything that's permanent, okay? So I'm going to take this, and I've already colored one of these, but as you can see, you just take the colored marker and you just go just like this. And the reason I'm coloring it is because that whole collection has all these wonderful colors, but I wanted a darker purple. It has sort of a violet color, but I wanted a darker purple. And I also want to show you how you can color them when they're white. All right, so we're going to take this one that says friend. Peel that right off. We're going to place that right here. That's a little off. Let's try that again. There we go. Got our little friend. So when your friend receives your card, it's going to open up like this, and then on the inside, there's a very nice thank you there. All right. So let's take a look at another one. Here's a beautiful card that Debbie used using the hummingbird collection here, and also the flower mail. So I wanted to show you how she used 2 toppers together, but she also altered one of these toppers. For the hummingbird, let's open this up. Ooh, look at all these cute. She took this one right here, and she used this top one right here, and she cut away this portion of the flower, and then she took another one here and she cut this one away, and she actually cut off the wing and then used that behind this one to give it 2 wings. So it just really changes the look of that. Don't worry though, I'm going to use the remaining part of the topper to show you how to make a whole nother project. So we're not going to waste anything when we do that. Okay, so for this particular card, Debbie used, this is a new one for us from hot off the press. This is Tulips and Butterflies patterned cardstock. And she also used the coordinating tulip and butterfly die cuts, which are fantastic for your greetings. She's the die cut right here. And then she added just along the edge, these are pastel and pearl fancy border Dazzle stickers. And she used this sort of violet color one right there and used this really fancy one. And then she used tiny little flower Dazzle stickers, so cute, in these little purple ones, this little tiny one right there, and she decorated the border with that and also used them to decorate her little envelope. Really cute and fun to do. And so now what are we going to do with all those extra pieces? So here are the extra pieces that Debbie had. So I'm going to show you how to use that to make a magnet. So we've got scalloped square chipboard and then 3-inch circle chipboard. And what I did is I used, there we go, I used some patterned cardstock from Sweet Pea, 12 by 12 patterned cardstock, and used this pink right here and then some of this right here from that green, covered everything. And then you'll notice all these scallops right here. So I just took my tiny little scissors and I just sort of snipped around the edge. And then I used this little sanding tool and I just went around each little edge like that, each little scallop, and just sanded everything so that it fit really nicely there. On the back, I just used some strips of magnet. I just took some magnets off my fridge, you know, those free ones that you get all the time. I just keep them and I just use them for crafts. So I don't really need to like have a magnet to remind me who did my, you know, cleaning of my furnace or something. So use those. All right, so for here I've got my foam tape here and I've got this piece that's missing the hummingbird. So we're going to take this, put a couple dots of glue on here. And then we're going to, place this so that it's extending above this piece. And we're going to just kind of hide the fact that it's missing that other hummingbird, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to glue this piece right on the center of our magnet. Oops, want to make sure my hummingbird's going in the right direction. And then I've got a little tiny bow. This is from our magenta ribbon set. You guys remember to look down below our video and our products used, and it'll show you everything that we're using here. Just like that. And remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, look below the box, look below the video in the description box, and it'll take you to a link to Paper Wishes, and you can see everything I'm using here. All right. Gonna want to hold for a second more. So there we've got a magnet. So there's two projects in one there. Okay, we've got this card that Debbie made, once again using two of the different toppers, and she's using the coffee and tea topper right here, and also the sweet little flowers in cups. So cute for a perfect little tea party. For her background on her card, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. She used this is new for us from hot off the press. This is Romantic Florals 12 by 12 patterned cardstock. And then she used the solid cardstock for her mat here. She used a couple of those little lace doilies. These are just the greatest to use with these toppers because they give you that nice little place. It's a nice little landing pad for those. She put her little greeting here, thanks. These are primary colored script greeting dazzles. We call them primary colors because they have the primary yellow, red, and blue, but we also gave you green, black, and brown. So a nice little collection there. And then she added to her little toppers here. These are crystal embellishments. They're little rhinestoney guys, and this color is cherry. And she just glued those, used that same Cosmic Shimmer glue, glued those on there, and just sparkle, you guys. So cute. My last card is this one right here. It's these maritime ones. They're so cool, and they go perfectly with this collection of Seascapes and Sand by Hot Off the Press. Here is the 12 by 12 pattern cardstock. It comes with coordinating solid cardstock. Then Debbie also used, these are die cut greetings. And then we've also got this fantastic acetate sheets. You cut these out and they're wonderful just to lay right on top of your paper. So this is a Z-fold card and it's surprisingly easy to make. So let me show you how to make the base for this card. So you're going to start off with a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and we're going to fold, we're going to score right at the center. This is at the 2.5 inch mark. And you could use a bone folder or you can use a scoreboard for that, and I'm going to list both of those down below. They're great tools to have. The scoreboard, really easy if you do a lot of scoring, and if not, then I would start with a bone folder, a ruler, and something squishy like a magazine or something underneath that. So you're going to score right at this point. Excuse me, you're going to open it, and you're going to score at this point right here. You're going to fold that back, okay? So now you have a Z, okay? And then we're going to start with the little top piece right here. So this starts off with a 10-inch strip. It's about 1.25 inches wide. Actually, you could make it 2 inches. You could make it much larger. So we're going to start off with 10 by 1.25. Then you're going to fold it. Okay, you're going to fold it right here at the 5-inch mark. So now it's the same width as the card. Then you're going to take this top part here, just the top flap, just the top flap, and you're going to fold it right there. So you have another Z. Get it? Okay. So now we're going to put some glue right here on this folded piece right here, just the top of that. We don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to turn this piece over. Okay, so it's going like this. And we're going to glue it right here. This short piece goes on the short side, right? And she glued that about 3/4 inch from the top. I'm going to glue that right there. Now the rest of this piece is going to get glued on this side. I like to just put the glue directly on the card here, because if I glue it on this strip, if I get too much, it sticks to this side. So we're just going to put a couple of dots just right there. And then we're going to glue that right over on top of it. Okay, so that's it. Here's your Z, okay? Just like that. And as I said, this piece could be wider if you'd like. Now, Debbie went ahead and did her layers on the maritime pieces here. She put the foam tape pieces together for this little seahorse, and then she glued it here, and then she just put a little bit of glue right here, just so that's kind of hanging free the rest of the spot. Then she took her little fish right here and put that there. She added her acetate pieces from these two little sheets, and she glued them right here and right here. And then she added her little die cut pieces here and here. And that, of course, is from the die cut collection. So everything just works together so beautifully. You guys, we have got a fantastic money saver on all of these 3D toppers. I would really encourage you to check that out. That money saver is on the right-hand side of the screen. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just look in the description box below the video, and that'll take you to this webisode page. Below our video, we also have all the products used, so you can add those directly into your cart. Thanks for joining us today, you guys, and we'll see you next time.